My name is Konstantin, and welcome to Inside Russia, where I am streaming live from the very south of Russia, from Rostov-on-Don. It's hard to believe. It's been almost 6 months since the start of this tragic event that is called the special military operation here in Russia. Forgive me for saying, but I can't. This is the official name, and according to the Russian laws, that's the only name I can call this event. 6 months. It's unbelievable. When 24th of February came and this thing started, I thought it would end. Well, I thought it wouldn't last that long, and I pray every single day for this bloodshed to stop. And it's almost 6 months. Well, you can count on me coming back here every single night and speaking and praying and asking for this bloodshed to stop, like I and you, along with me, have been doing for the past, I don't know for how many hundred streams. Anyway, 6 months is 6 months. It's half year. It's a very long time, and that must be some results of events that are taking place in the country that is nearby and in Russia itself, and for that matter, in the entire world. You know, it is a very common knowledge that all have been affected, not just Russia, Ukraine, all, the entire world. Okay, and then you are from many, many countries watching me right now. You are from all over the world. Your lives have been affected too. Somehow, somehow when we talk about the results, anyway, I'm going to talk about three things today. First is how this thing has affected Ukraine, second, the world, and third, Russia. Really, first 2 points I'm going to mention. I can't really speak much about that. It would not be welcomed by the Russian government, and it would not be legal, okay? And I don't break the laws. Obviously, what has been happening has been directly affecting Ukraine. What can I say? The country has gone through life-changing experience. People have gone through life-changing experience, and I'm not saying in a good way. It's really hard for me to understand, sitting here in Russia, the depth, the extent of the changes, the strength at which their lives have been changed. Please forgive us. You probably know better than I do what is happening in Ukraine because you get more coverage. Here in Russia, we get very little coverage, and we cannot say anything that goes against the official information. So, I am acknowledging that Ukraine has been affected, I don't even know how to say. It's Ukraine's life, Ukraine's future has changed. Everything has changed for that country. The world, many countries in the world have been affected as well. Economically, politically, socially, culturally. You all have seen huge protests, meetings all over the world in support of Ukraine. Politicians have been speaking. Some new politicians came for this deal. And economy, you all have been affected by increasing fuel prices, energy prices, and so forth. I am not in the position to tell you how your lives have been affected. What I can tell you is about how Russia has been affected. Russia, anywhere you look, you will see the signs of changes. And people have been speaking mostly about changes that are on the surface. Anyone can see them. You don't have to think and analyze to notice these changes. It's the economy. As I was told in my American college, it's all about the economy, stupid. That's what they used to say. I'm an economist, I was studying economics. So it's all about the economy. I mean, you don't have to don't have to be a rocket scientist to notice these things. Increased food products, everything prices, strong ruble, which doesn't make any sense. Strong ruble, the prices for everything should be lower, but in Russia, it's strong ruble these days, prices are higher. Inflation is up, unemployment is rising, and that's just from the official sources of the government I'm saying these things. A general mood of people, a lot of people are not happy, depressed, a lot of people have lost incomes or partially lost incomes, a lot of people have pinching pennies, pawn shops overflowing with goods. Things like, anywhere you can see, you spot these things. That's not what I'm gonna tell you about. The real results. Economy is not a real result, so to speak. Economy is the function of certain actions. If you do one thing, economy reacts. If you do, like, something happens and, you get this very predicted, very understood result in 6 months, in 1 year, in 2 years, you increase the interest rate, you will have certain impact on banks, credits, labor market, and so forth. You decrease the rate, you will have a different effect. It's not magic, okay? It's science. You do one thing, you get this result. I mean, it's very clear what kind of result we're getting in 6 more months, in 12 more months, and so forth, because it's actually the scientists, they're called economists, they are taking care of these things, okay? I think the real results, you have to look underneath the surface to understand them. The real results, I have not heard anyone speaking of what I'm going to tell you. Somehow, I find the most important things have happened in Russia that are going to affect our lives, our society, our country for generations, okay? And no one is talking about them. It's like people either too afraid to talk, or they don't understand, or they just don't look deep inside. Anyway, first real result is a new legislative foundation has been laid in the past 5.5 months. It's actually incredibly unbelievable how fast and how easy new laws, it's just not even laws, it's an array of laws, it's a system, okay? It's the foundation, it's the ideology, legislative ideology that has been introduced, that has been created in Russia very fast, with no objections from political parties, from regular people, from top politicians. No, anonymously, uniformly, everything was approved, okay? What has been done legislatively is the new foundation for a very brand new country has been laid out I am absolutely amazed how easy, how fast, and how unopposed this thing has happened. This result has happened. Couple years ago, what is a reality now was unthinkable, and now not only it's a reality, it's a law. Okay, so this is a real change that has happened in Russia. Second real result is polarization of society. You know, here in Russia, we always made fun of Americans. Now, I'm talking about like in general, you know, in media, people, when talking in smoking rooms, you know, on the kitchens, at functions, saying, hey, look, we can't believe that there's a cancel culture in America. How could they cancel one another? How could they cancel friends, colleagues, family members, and so forth? You know, something like this would never happen in Russia. I mean, look, we're such a moral country. We're such a spiritual country. Cancel culture is not a feature of Russian society. You know how fast it took us to introduce and you know, create cancel culture in Russia? 2 days. On day number 3 of this event, on February 26th, I made a stream that I called Cancel Culture Introduced. The usual suspects, Mommy, Lorna, Bob, Frank in Texas, you know, that friends, you remember my stream. You remember me talking about that. I was shocked and fascinated how fast cancel culture was introduced. Facebook, that is now considered an extremist organization in Russia. Back then it was perfectly legal. I mean, it was just good old Facebook, okay, social network where everyone, including Russian politicians, were present, okay? Now it's illegal. Back then it was fine. That's, by the way, Facebook, Instagram, now being illegal. They're considered extremist organizations in Russia. That comes to number one, legislative foundation of a new country. Okay, that's just a good example. Anyway, I started seeing how people, old friends, started going one after another, one against another, saying, "Hey, what are you talking? You disagree with this special military operation? Aren't you Russian? Aren't you patriots?" Things like that, you know. And people started deleting other people as friends from Facebook. If it's not cancel culture, that's what it is. I was absolutely shocked. That was just tiny first step, baby step. Okay, what has followed? It's pretty harsh because anyway, it's the same cancel culture. It's just people polarized. There are two groups in the country. Dmitry Peskov, I absolutely agree with him on this issue. He said that 75% of people, Russians, support actions of the government and 25 don't support. And they go one after another. I mean, it's not physical, it's not aggressive. No one like beats everyone. No one beats another person, but there's a very clear border, chasm between people, and unfortunately it's growing. I am absolutely amazed how fast Russians were divided into these two camps. I think that's a very important result that a lot of people must consider. Number 3, censorship and self-censorship. Before February 24th, I had no fear of saying anything. I had no fear of criticizing government as long as my criticism was normal. As long as I wasn't making things up, as long as I wasn't insulting politicians and the president of Russia, which I would never do anyway, But I could say lots of things, and I wouldn't even think twice of prosecution, things like that. After all, censorship is banned, and it's said in the Russian Constitution. Censorship is illegal. I think some time ago I made a stream about that. But then a couple laws were introduced, actually 3 laws, that state that if a person makes statements that contradict official statements from government officials or government departments such as Ministry of Defense and so forth, then person is a subject of criminal prosecution. I don't understand how these two things go against one another. Constitution that says censorship is banned, forbidden, and these new laws that are federal laws that regulate what people can and cannot say. I'll take you more. I'll take you further. Recently, I think that one of the legislative branches of the government clarified what is the difference between disinformations, spreading disinformation, and spreading fakes, I think. Spreading disinformation is stating facts that are not true about what Russian army does abroad. That's a big no-no. That's punishable by, it's a criminal offense. And stating your opinion that contradicts with, the party line, or contradicts with what the government says about the actions of the just mere opinion. Okay, that would fetch you a fine. Okay. That is scary, very uncomfortable. I was gonna say very uncomfortable at first, but it's plain scary. This is a real important result of this military operation that shows, that's going to take a lasting effect on Russian society and on Russian people. Because it's easy to introduce something. It's easy to make it. It's easy start going and enforcing these new laws. But it's incredibly difficult to undo them in the future, to disband them, It's going to take so many more efforts and tries. And number 4, which is incredibly important in my eyes, is detachment and apathy of people. I've been thinking quite a bit about why a lot of people are so detached and so they're not doing much. They're apathical. They're full of apathy. Perhaps a lot of people feeling pain, anger, frustration, mostly pain. I relate because from the day one I've been feeling pain. I've been speaking about that publicly, sharing my feelings quite a few times. I know how it feels. It's terrible. At first couple weeks, it was sharp pain, like it was always. My heart was bleeding, but then that pain became dull. But it's still there. It's like I feel it every single second. It doesn't go away. It's a dull pain. Perhaps people don't want to deal with that, and they try to detach themselves from the situation and then go into the elusive fantasy worlds where everything is normal, perhaps. That's one of the explanations. And, I would love to believe so, because that would be the the easiest explanation for me. Other explanations are plain scary. Why they're full of apathy? I think that's because 70 years of the USSR. I think that's something that was put into the Soviet people's DNA. Although there were some moments that I'm very proud of in my country. For example, late August 91, the entire country came out to protest against this coup that Politburo staged, and people won. That's something to be proud about. And then there was another attempt in 93. It was a controversial, but a lot of people shook off their apathy and just, got on the streets. But what happened after that? Perhaps it was just, a short eruption. And then they went back to their normal state. But anyway, a lot of Russians, I think they don't understand that life in the country is about them. It's not about the government. Government is not number one. State is not number one. It's them, the people. It's we, the people. We are number one. It's about us. We let the government serve us. We give government certain rights, and we can take away those rights if we don't like the job the government is doing. It's about us. Our values are, it should be, I think. God, family, hard work, and freedom. Government is not there. That's not a value. Serving the government certainly is not there. And if people continue to be as detached and as apathical, then there's a certain future that lies in front of the country, and I think that's very crucial. We gotta understand what's going on. Okay. After all, it's all up to us. How we live in the future is up to us. Let me sum up. I think that the most important results of 5.5, almost 6 months of the special military operation, please forgive me for saying that, are not that lie on the surface for Russia. I'm not talking about Ukraine. That's completely different, sad, tragical story. For Russia, it's not the economy. Economy can be easily fixed, okay, in 2-3 years. But it's the changes that have been happening after the surface. The legislation has been laid for the formation of a new future country, the new Russia. And this has been done so easily, unopposed, and fast. That's really fascinating. Second, polarization of our society has reached a very high point. And that's something I'm not very proud of. It's very sad in my eyes. But it's happened. Third, censorship and self-censorship introduced. Censorship, the new laws that limit of what regular people can say, and people don't say much because they know the laws, the new laws, and they bite their tongue. If you want the prime example of that, look at me. I am the prime example of self-censorship. I bite my tongue quite frequently. I choose my words wisely. You see it every single day. Gosh, Russians were so proud in the 90s that they could speak anything they wanted to, that the censorship of the USSR was shaken off. Sorry for being emotional. And number 4, the fourth result is detachment and apathy of people. I think these are the most profound, the most serious results that has happened, 6 months after the SMO. And that has been my message. My friends, thank you very much for giving me a chance to speak up today, coming and listening to me. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me or you think that it's complete rubbish and nonsense. I would love to hear your opinions. And just, send me some love and good comments because it's very much needed. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please use common sense. Once I turn on the comments and you can post anything you want. We have a wonderful team of mods and a new addition algorithm called Nightbot or Chatbot or something like that. Anyway, that thing is nasty and fast. It doesn't ban people though. It times out. So please don't try to challenge the mods and use common sense before you post. Thank you so much. The comments are on. Let me have some tea. Reese Gray, so good to see you. How are you, my friend? Reese is number 1 today. Hey, super chat from Reese Gray. Hello from Canada, Mr. Popular. That was a depressing list, but Russia and its people are in a depressing situation. He's hoping that there's some kind of resolution to everything soon. Reese, first of all, thank you. Great to see you. Thanks for the super chat and thank you for the wonderful message. It's not a question and it's totally fine. Message is excellent. Thank you. Reese, Mommy Lorna, Blackett, Harry Potnin, Mr. E30, Airborne Snail, C. Verenix. Oh, hot here today. And my C's working. Well, I'm a little sick still, that's why. More sweat than usual. Reese Gray is the winner today. Yep. Airborne Snail, thank you for the message. C. Verenex Gems. Chekists I'm not sure if it's Chekist or not. MM93 must win. Howdy, howdy. Jess Terry, Tim, Harry Chirper, Kyle, Karin Vasseur, IKDA, Len, Moto Tom, best wishes from Germany, Neo Super Content, Deuce LRA 3, Babs 56, Jeffrey, and I see Nightbot in action. Lorna, Mommy, Bob, Harry, you let me know if Chatbot is misbehaving. It needs to be tamed. Because I'm not going to be paying close attention to that. Filippo, John Parla, Zanzibarland. Zanzibarland, very good name, and you're from New York. Playing Flight sim, flying to Rostov-Don airport. Beautiful flight. You know what? You fly right to the center of the city, over the center, you'll fly over my house. How about that? Zangief is drinking wine from Rostov now. Vasya, what kind of wine? Let me know. Because I don't know of any decent wine that is made here in Rostov. Please type. The usual suspects. Very great to see you. I missed you. Thank you so much for coming. If you want me to notice your message, please type it in caps. And better yet, put my name after @ so it's an orange box, so I will see that like 100%. Liz Dumbrell, howdy. Julian, Ludmila Hopkins from London. John Parla is drinking Bud Light. I would like that, but I'm drinking tea from Ceylon. Vina Arpachina, I know that place. Vasya, I know the owners of that winery. Okay, Studia Galina. I know, I've had it. Not my favorite. I'm sorry, dude. But I'm not a huge lover for wine. I'd rather have a Scotch, single malt. Wild Wolf Pack. Self-censorship can be very mentally exhausting. Oh, you tell me about that. You know how difficult, at least, at first, especially at first, oh my gosh. Now I'm more or less used to this whole ordeal, but when these new laws came out, I was shocked. I was speechless. What to do now? I would call lawyers. I would talk to mods. I had consultations with 3 lawyers, and guess what? The lawyers told me, we have no clue. Because the laws are the laws, but they can take the laws and interpret it anyway, because there's no practice in court at this point. And 6 months later, we just starting to get clarifications from legislative branch of the government considering these new laws. 6 months later, there've been verdicts already, quite a few. Johnny S. Kilditson, will Russia be a new SSR? Well, Russia's going to be new something, all right. I'm not sure if you can call it this USSR. People did not have private property in the USSR. People, the ruler class, the communists, they did not have private property. In Russia, they have private property, so that's definitely not communism. What is it going to be? I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be pretty. Kaltenberg, T-Fund, thank you so much. This is to you, my friend. The tea from Ceylon, Sri Lanka. Paula McDonald, missed you too. Hope you heal quickly. Well, honestly, I thought I would be fine now, but it's kind of taking me a long time to heal, and everyone is sick, and Natasha is sick now, and then she's feeling worse than I am. Tested for COVID, no COVID. Lisa Kumarian from California, howdy. Georgian wine. You know what? Georgian wine is excellent. Oh yes, I certainly recommend it. Pretty much any wine. I would suggest, if you have access to Georgian wine, I would suggest Kinsmarauli, very very famous wine, a little sweet, semi-sweet. Huanchkara, just fantastic, and Achmeta. It's really good wine. But just any Georgian wine is fantastic. Mrs. T. Maggio, thank you for your message. I appreciate. Deuce Al Rai, I managed to change my channel name from Deuce IRA. Oh my gosh. I still having troubles. Deuce. IRAE. RAE. Deuce RA. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Oh my gosh. SF Joe. King Kong. I missed you calling me King Kong. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for the super chat. To help with the economy, any major infrastructure plans to get people employed? Good question, and you'll be surprised by the answer. Have you heard of possible travel restrictions? Can Natasha teach us how to make borscht on a video? 3 questions. Man, you're pushing it. Any major infrastructure plans to get people employed? I work for a company that is in the infrastructure industry. We build power plants. All our projects have been frozen. No work. No work in near future. The only companies that I know have plenty of orders are the ones who are replacing Siemens turbines, power machines, and this is a huge holding company, and one more manufacturer. They have so many orders, they just cannot fulfill them because they say, hey, we have to build 5 more factories to fulfill all orders, and that's impossible. I just talked to one of the company's representative, the chief engineer, today. That's part of my job. He said that we already had enough orders. So anyway, that's the only companies that actually have are loaded with orders. Everything else has been canceled. Road construction continues as if nothing happened because the budgets have been planned for a few years from now, but nothing major. Nothing major. So short answer is no. No major infrastructure plans, and there will be none because freaking no money, okay? What are we gonna do? We have plenty of money now, but that's short term. What are we gonna do next year when the Europeans will stop buying our oil? When they will cut on our natural gas? When they will diversify supplies of natural gas? What are we gonna do? Where are we gonna get money from? Print money? Okay, we can do that, Russian rubles, but you know what? The inflation is going to skyrocket, and that's not going to be good anyway. Inflation will offset printing money. So basically, I don't see a solution to that. Have you heard of possible travel restrictions? No, not yet. Can Natasha teach us how to make borscht on a video? Actually, you know what? I gotta ask Natasha this question, because about a year ago, when I was a real small channel, well, not that huge these days anyway, but anyway, bigger now. I was like 3,000 subs. I said, Natasha, you know, a lot of people ask almost in every stream, can you make borscht on camera? And she hates that kind of stuff. She likes to cook, but she hates to be filmed. And she said, oh, no, I will never do that. And then she thought, well, perhaps when you hit 100,000 subscribers. That's like it's going to happen in 10 years, if ever, okay? And I'm like, well, no chance. And I answered in one of the earlier streams. I said, Natasha's not going to do that. Now, since I have 130,000 subs, I got to ask her this question again. It's not such a distant future, okay? That's a reality. So, SF Joe, I will ask her. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Snuggle Bunny, $20. Thank you so much. Greetings from Eric W. Thank you for your generous brotherly response to my email. Thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the message. You know, I try to respond as much as I can. Some people I don't, and I feel bad about it. It's just too many emails come. I do the best I can, you know. Thank you very much for reaching out, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you. 100 €100 super chat. Wow, I know who that's from. Wook. Thank you so much. Thanks for the stream. Your insights are always appreciated and your message is always on point. All my best to you and your family. Look, you've given so many super chats and large. If you have any questions of any kind, you can email me. I'd be glad to answer them. I did not give any specific economical insights today, so if you have any certain questions, I'll try to answer them. And thank you for your support. Very much appreciated. Microphone not working. The heck? Really? 1, 2, 3. I can hear myself. Mods, everything okay? Sound is fine. Okay. Must be not mine. Skipper09 said microphone not working. Simon, inside Russia, you cook. You have now time to learn. No, well, not yet. I still have the job. I take it day by day, but I still show up for work every morning. So there's still some time, a few days at least. You know what? My friends, this is another hidden result. Okay, just thought of it about this. Planning. In Russia, we call it the horizon of planning. If you live a stable life, normal life, if you're a normal person, an employee or a business owner, or I don't know, a professional of some kind, and you live in a stable economy, you plan years ahead. You plan career, not the job. You plan career, okay? You buy a house, you get a mortgage, I don't know, take a credit, buy a car. And we used to have the same thing. But these days, my horizon of planning with my job is weeks at best. Weeks. I don't plan anything beyond September, okay? I show up for work every single day thinking it could be my last one. If you don't think it's stressful, think twice, okay? It's a completely different reality. It's like Stranger Things on the other side, okay, when everything is gray. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Big things like, someone asked a question, any restrictions, any thoughts of like any news on possible travel restrictions. You might wake up tomorrow and find out that you're not allowed to leave Russia any longer under certain circumstances. Or, you wake up and your Visa card doesn't, MasterCard doesn't work. You cannot get wires from or to or from Russia. These things, they're just absolutely insane. Whew. There's a super chat from Steve G. Mommy deleted. Please refrain from the questions or about Ukraine. It might land me in a very not good position and not the good place, Just Terry, thank you so much for asking everyone to press the like button. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Jeffrey S. Did your football registration go through yet? It took them about 36 hours. The lady, when she was filling out my form, she said, 5-7 minutes. Well, surprise, surprise. Never trust government officials. 36 hours. So now we're cleared to go. The next game I want to go is going to happen in a couple of weeks here in Rostov, and I'm gonna buy tickets for myself and Michael in advance. Hopefully, we'll go with one of my best friends, one of my classmates. This guy is absolutely a nutcase concerning the football. He is the biggest fan of our local team. From grade 10, we started going together to attending football games, me and him. Since then, he missed 6 games. In 30-something years? 6 home games. And 2 of the games, he did not really give up his tickets. He gave me his tickets because he was down with COVID. And I went and I took his seat. I was in Rostov as well. So his seat was not vacant, okay? 6 games in like 35, I don't know, 33 years. It's unbelievable. So I will try to catch up with him, and me, Michael, him, perhaps his kid is going to be a good one. Mladen Ivan Zlatar, your children will take pride the rest of their lives for the man Ukraine. Thank you so much. Sorry, my breathing affects my tongue, and speaking too much, I start mumbling. Thank you. You know, one of the reasons I started sitting in front of the camera every day and speaking publicly, because a lot of people said, "Are you crazy? Stop doing that. You know, you're insane." So many Russians said that, and one of the thoughts was, my son in 20 years is going to look into my eyes and ask me, "Dad, what were you doing in February of 2022? And what am I going to tell him? Sitting, hiding in a foxhole? I'm not going to tell him anything. I'm going to turn on YouTube and say, "Hey, son, watch carefully, and you will see what I was doing back then." And I would not be able to look into his eyes. And just, that's partially one of the reasons I'm doing this. Thank you so much for understanding, because that's a very deep thought I have down there somewhere. Stay safe. Thank you for the inspiration. A polarized world is a dangerous one. It's just dangerous to know about that, but it's much more dangerous and much more horrifying to live in one. And I'm just experiencing it, and it's not good. It's just not good. Frank in Texas, airborne snail, your question will not be seen in small letters. It might be, but it's the good chances that I will miss it, okay? So what was the question anyway? Airborne snail. Guys and girls, I like the usual suspects acting as my mods sometimes and clarifying things. This is fantastic, such a great community. Airborne snail, it's impossible not feeling rude posting in caps. Sorry, I'm Swedish. I'll stick to lowercase. Airborne snail, I'll try to make an exception for you. Frank Harris, howdy, howdy. USA Northwest, whereabouts are you? Seattle? Electric Inc., I thank my lucky stars to live in a free Poland. Hail to Poland and to you, my friend. I have Polish friends, fantastic people. Every time I see Bob S. name on the screen, I'd get paranoid, and I start checking for the time. It's like you don't even have to say anything any longer. Ouch. AK Boost USA. Hey, Costa, do you plan to return to the USA? Well, I'm not going to answer that question. But it's, the question is heard. Thank you. Not here. Not publicly. Blackout, thank you. BC, hello newbie here. What will Russian economy be like in 6 months? Prediction. In a very nutshell, I will admit in the next few streams, I'll make a dedicated stream. I was wrong on one thing about the Russian economy. I thought everything's gonna crash fast. It hasn't crashed. But what I'm right is it's on a slowdown. It's taking longer time, but it's gonna go down deeper. So in 6 months, we will start hurting bad. That's my prediction. Already a lot of people hurting, but it's not the end of the world right now. You see, it's not like tidal wave has, taken us overhead, but it's like water is rising. And it perhaps like up to knee or waist deep right now. But we still can breathe, we still can move, these things. Black Cat, Bob S. is father time, maybe. I don't understand what is father time. Frank in Texas, thank you so much. John Wakamatsu is here. Teresa Rosia. Isabel Legault. Isabel, mods showed me your message. Please accept my condolences, and I'll keep you in the prayer tonight. Cindy Sadler, your cough doesn't sound good. Get some rest and get well soon. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm taking medicine for cough. I'm resting enough. Sleeping well. Cheryl, always stay safe. Hoping the best for you and your family. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you very much. Very uplifting message. Actually, I'm gonna fill you in on news about Crimea. It's official. It's all over Russian news right now, so it's a fairly safe topic. There was a huge explosion. At first, we didn't know what it was. Well, no one knew what it was, and then the government answered the question. There is a military facility that exploded, or part of it exploded, or something exploded inside. And something is not bullets, but armament, like bullets or shells detonated. And that was an internal problem. Someone messed up who was in charge of fire safety, like from fire department. That's official statement. That raises a lot of questions to the army organization in that base or in that facility. I mean, really, people who are in charge of fire safety did something that shells detonated and there was a huge explosion that shook nearby apartment blocks. Really? Well, someone needs to be found and prosecuted then, okay? And perhaps the government needs to make it public who's been prosecuted and how bad, if you prosecute for people speaking something, then you certainly must prosecute responsible who messed up and, because of that, the huge explosion at a military base happened. So that's what happened in Crimea. That's the official Russian government story. And I don't know of anything else. Devon Harris, thank you so much. It's like Tchaikovsky ballet, Swan's Lake, Surreal Moment, 2022 Russia. During the 80s, it played after 3 death head of the USSR. Stay strong. I actually remember them playing. I remember turning on TV and then, the Swan's Lake. And everyone knew at that same very moment that Russian leader died. Another one. Brezhnev, Andropov, Chernenko. And everyone was like, oh, shoot. But I don't understand was there a Swan Lake today on TV? I didn't see any. Chunavi Jemison, thank you so much. No message, but $20 is a very strong and powerful message. I really appreciate it. Donna Olson, long time no see, Donna. $10. Thank you so much. Internal problem. Let me I can read you and I know Bob will be signaling me. Check time. Just hang on 1 second. I will read you what the statement of the Russian government, what it says. There were quite a few. At the air base in Crimea, there was a series of explosions. The tourists actually have lots of footage. Let me see. There were so many news, and now just a couple. Oh, that's how they work. Hang on. Unbelievable. These guys are geniuses. They work very efficiently. I'm telling you, there were so many news, like 6 or 7. It's almost every 15 minutes they would come up. Oh, this happened. That, so many people. The head of Crimea went to the site and so forth. And now I can barely find a couple. Incredible. Found one. Nope, didn't find one. I'm sorry, they deleted quite a few news. But this official version is that arms, like shells or rockets for airplanes, I don't know, like bullets, something like that, they detonated. That's what I meant by internal problem, internal accident. And that happened due to violations of fire safety. Military base. I had very busy week at work last week. Glad to be back. Thank you, Donna. Well, you didn't miss much because I didn't stream last week every day. I streamed a couple times over 12 days, and that was it. But I'm back to regular schedule. I'm back to normal, so every single day. James Engel, very courageous of you to continue walking the tightrope you're on. I really wish you could see how things truly are, hopefully sometime soon. I really wish you could see how things are. Well, I kind of can see how they are. Please be careful, Central Coast of California. Pismo Beach. Are you in Pismo Beach? Benny, I don't know what went wrong with the fire safety. If I said something, that would be spreading disinformation and fakes. I merely am repeating what the Russian government said. It's symbolic of Russia, 1922. Tchaikovsky Ballet Swan Lake. Okay, thank you, Devon. I got it. One time had transformer hit by lightning, enough for me to run. I could not imagine that problem. Desert Coyote, don't you have lightning bolt protection? Like in Russia, it's a must that open air switchgear and transformers part of open air switchgear. That's like a large switchgear yard, and transformers. If it's hard, okay, but then there is in Russia there is like an antenna type of thing, and it's like goes high, and if lightning hits, it hits the special ball on top of the antenna, and it this lightning bolt, it goes into the ground. So that's how it's done in Russia. Because lightnings hit open air switchgears all the time. We used to build, I used to do that. I used to build, develop the company that built open air switchgear and quite a bit of stuff about that. Before we started building power stations, before it started in 2007, before that, we were doing open and indoor GIS, it's called. I forgot what's the open yard switch gears and switch gears inside. CRUE, GIS, okay. Golden Griffon, we don't have the lightning protection in our transformers. I'm talking about big transformers, the ones that, like a house, a big house size, that type of thing. Not like transformers in the houses, but these are like a open yard switchgear usually that gets electricity from, huge power line and then transforms it and sends it to different consumers. That's what I mean. Lightning rods. There you go. Thank you. High voltage distribution systems. And thank you so much. That's exactly what I meant. I mean, I don't understand how lightning can hit the transformer with a lightning protection system installed. Bob asks, we have lightning arrestor wires above the transmission distribution lines, but not on our local home lines. Okay. Oh, if the person meant the transformer at private home was hit by lightning. Okay, I got it. I thought it was a big one. When a big transformer explodes, it's filled with, there are two types of transformers. The older types filled with oil, special transformer oil. It's like car oil, but different grade. Has so much oil inside, and it's highly flammable. And there's a new one, gas. Neutral gas. It's called inert gas, and the new ones, they don't blow up, but the old transformers, they blow up sometimes, and that's a tragedy because huge fireball, and usually people die, and then it's bad. Alex, people not following the rules. Lorna, okay. Lorna said, time's up, then that's it. Gotta finish this up. 8 minutes. Gosh, I got carried away. My friends, I would like everyone to join me in prayer. We always finish our streams in prayers if you're new here. If you're a believer, please join me. If you're not believer, join me in prayer anyway. You can call this sending good wishes, good vibes, good energy, anything you like, but please join us. Chinawe Jameson, keep doing what you do. You're educating all of us, sending warm hugs and kisses. Feel better soon. Thank you so much. Your help is incredible, much appreciated and needed. Thank you. Susan Hardley, we support your efforts to keep us informed. Your genuine concern and heartfelt prayers. Prayers go out for you and your family's safety and health. Thank you so much, Susan. Words like yours and like Chunave are really inspiring and uplifting. I really appreciate them. Thank you. Dear God, thank you so much for giving us a wonderful day. Thank you for putting food on our tables, putting roofs over our heads, and surrounding us with people who we love and who love us. Please help our children. Keep them safe and healthy. Please help Ukraine stop the bloodshed. Reach out and touch all peoples who make decisions whether to stop the bloodshed. Reach out and touch their hearts. Fill them with love, mercy, compassion, forgiveness. Make their hearts softer. Open their eyes so they make the right decision and stop the bloodshed. I'm asking for the presidents of the United States and Russia, Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin, also touch their hearts, fill them with love, mercy, compassion, forgiveness. Make their hearts soft, make them forgive, and make them forgiven, please, so they make the right decision to stop this bloodshed. Please help everyone who's been affected in Ukraine, displaced, touched, hurt. Please help everyone who needs your help. Send your angel to every single person in Ukraine. Civilians, soldiers, Ukrainian soldiers, Russian soldiers. So the angels, the strong angels, will keep people from getting harmed. And not one single drop of blood is shed there anymore. Please hear everyone's opinion, prayer. Hear everyone's prayer in Ukraine and answer everyone's prayer and make everyone's wish come true. Please help pregnant women who are making decision whether to keep baby or not. Reach out and touch their hearts, speak to them so they make the right decision. Please help us, give us wisdom to teach and raise our children the way that when they grow up and become adults, they will make this world a better place and will never fight with one another. Please help all the people who are prosecuted in their countries for speaking up. Please send angels and send good people their way. Help them. Please help people who have been displaced and flee, run for their lives and in foreign countries trying to settle. Please help them and send good people. So they provide help and love to them. Thank you so much for bringing us all together here in this community, building this community, and having us pray. All of us pray at the same time. Thank you so much. Please help everyone in this chat who is praying or watching us pray. Answer their prayers, help with everyone's needs, and make everyone's wishes come true. I would like to mention a few people so you send them love and help. They are 9: Veka, Elena, Natasha, Jake, Michael, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Igor and Bonnie, Buzz and Mary, Jean-Paul, Paula, Janine, Michael, Milkevitz, Michael, he needs your help. Marlene, Narnian Lady, Sabrina Fell, Susan S., Susan, Fiona, Ellen, Stephen, Freddie, Madeline, Chirper, Michelin, Priscilla, Martin, Donald, who is asking for himself and separately for his country, the United States of America, Allison and Dave Moyers. I found Waldo, Liz, Deborah, Isabel Legault. May her father rest in peace and give her strength to deal with her pain and loss. Ariana, Liz Dumbrell, Bruce B., Kayleen, Michael, Thomas Fell, Tony, Bob, Jessica, Minutes to Midnight, and I would like to ask specifically for 3 children, Sebastian, Maverick, and Britzel Andrews. Please show you miracles and help them, their families, relying on you, asking, praying, begging you. These kids need to be healthy and come back home, and their family needs to have them back. Thank you so much, dear Jesus. Amen. My friends, thank you so much for coming. I hope you found my message valuable or interesting. Thank you for comments, wonderful words. Thanks for the financial support that some of you give. Thank you very much. I will see you all tomorrow, and you are all awesome, and you rock. Please keep on coming back for more. I will try to end the stream from my computer instead of standing up and walking towards the camera.